Here,
I want
you to read this. This is from the Department of Homeland Security. Yes, you do. Right there. It says, I can film this. I can be on this property and I can film it.
Have I said anything about filming? No.
No.
I've asked you to leave the property.
But that's why I was asked to leave. I can't be trespassed from public property.
Yes, you can.
Unless I've done something wrong. I haven't created a scene. I haven't violated any laws. Okay. He's become disorderly.
Just don't even say a word to him.
I'm not saying a word.
If you would shut your trap and listen for 2
seconds.
seconds.
Oh boy, you got an attitude, don't you?
If you would listen for 2 seconds, state law says if any representative of any business anywhere, I don't care if it's federal government, which this would qualify as a federal government business, any representative of any business asks law enforcement to.
Imagine being on federal public property, peacefully filming, when suddenly a police officer demands your ID without any legal justification. No crime, no suspicion, just intimidation. In today's video, we witness a tyrannical officer who refuses to acknowledge federal law, disregards the Constitution, and threatens arrest for no legitimate reason. But here's the question: will this citizen stand his ground and expose the officer's ignorance, or will he be forced to comply with an unlawful order?
See, you're allowed to do that. You are absolutely allowed to do that. I'm not going to take my mask off.
Well, you know what? When I knock you out, you will.
No. Did you hear what he just said?
Yeah. Let me talk to him. Okay. Hey, buddy. How you doing?
I'm just taking pictures. That's all.
He said
here's the thing. Here's the thing. You've been asked to leave the property, okay, by the manager of the post office.
This is public property.
Yes, sir. But you've been asked by the manager to leave the post office property. If you would like to go over there and take
I'm not going to.
Okay.
I'm not going to.
You would like to go across the street and
this is public. Since it is owned by the federal government, this is public property.
Okay. State law right now has asked you to leave the property. If you do not,
I'm going to show you why you're wrong. I'm going to show you why you're wrong.
Okay. I don't care what you have to show me, to be honest.
It's paperwork that says I can film this.
I have now asked you to leave the property. If you do not,
and you're misinformed.
You will be placed under arrest.
Now, hang on a second. You're telling me if I don't leave, you're going to arrest me?
Yes, sir. You have been asked by a law enforcement officer to leave the property that you are standing on right now.
Here, I want you to read this. This is from the Department of Homeland Security. Yes, you do. Right there. It says I can film this. I can be on this property and I can film it.
Have I said anything about filming? No.
No.
I've asked you to leave the property.
But that's why I was asked to leave. I can't be trespassed from public property.
Yes, you can.
Unless I've done something wrong. I haven't created a scene. I haven't violated any laws. Okay. He's become disorderly.
Just don't even say a word to him.
I'm not saying a word.
If you would shut your trap and listen for 2
seconds. Oh boy, you got an attitude, don't you?
If you would listen for 2 seconds, state law says if any representative of any business anywhere, I don't care if it's federal government, which this would qualify as a federal government business, any representative of any business asks law enforcement to tell you to exit the property, you must do so per state law. So if you would like to go that route.
He doesn't have the authority to ask me to leave.
He absolutely does by state law.
Do you know what his position is?
State law trumps anything you're about to tell me.
I'm just asking, do you know what his position is?
You have about 30 seconds, because I'm about to walk inside and ask him if he would like to do the same thing. You have 30 seconds to leave this property.
All right. I mean, a lawsuit is just as good being threatened for arrest. So
I'm not threatening arrest.
No, you're promising arrest. You're telling me if I don't leave, you will arrest me.
Because that's what has
to happen. Ultimatum.
That is exactly what has to happen.
That's an ultimatum.
I'm giving you the opportunity to, on your own free will, walk off of this property, which it sounds like you're not going to. So if you would like,
I will.
Not walk
I will. I just want to make sure that I understand what you're saying. If I don't leave, you are going to arrest me.
Yes, per state law, I have to.
So, okay, I'll move over there.
Do you have your ID on you?
I'm not going to show you ID.
Okay. When a law enforcement officer asks you to present your ID to them,
no,
you're required by state law.
You need reasonable, articulable suspicion of a crime.
Right here.
Of a crime. What is the crime?
Harassment.
It's not harassment.
It is.
No, this is not harassment.
Several people have come up to me.
I have kept my mouth shut. I kept my mouth shut. It's not harassment.
Several people have asked me to talk to you because you're recording them walking in and out of a business.
Yeah, and that's fine. I have the right to do that. Harassment. No, it's not.
It's definitely suspicious.
This is a constitutionally protected activity, filming in public.
Okay,
and I had the right to do it.
Are you doing a project or something?
Yes.
Okay, for what?
I'm not going to tell you now because you've been so aggressive.
I've kept my distance. I've explained state law to you. How is that aggressive?
Because
please tell me how that is aggressive.
Hang on a second. I have to decline this.
I've done nothing but explain state
I have
law.
asked you if you want to see this paperwork that will explain to you that I have a right to be here. This is federal paperwork from Congress and from the Department of Homeland Security. This right here will explain the whole thing.
I work for the state. You understand
Yes,
that, right?
yes.
So I'm explaining state law to you.
In federal law trumps state
no,
law.
no,
It
doesn't.
always does. It always does.
And if you want to be a part of Congress, yes. If you want to be, if you work for the state as like a senator or something, yes. I work for Dorchester County Sheriff's Office. I enforce state law. I do not enforce federal law. I'm not a federal law enforcement officer. You understand that, correct?
Yeah, but federal law trumps state law,
That's
especially when it comes down to just the freedom of being able to film in public.
Regardless, do you have your ID?
Okay, let's walk over here so I'm not going to get
you have your
trespassed.
ID? I need
I
your
am
ID
not
right
going to
now.
show you my identification.
So you're not going to provide your?
I don't have to. I
You
don't have
do.
to. What
You do.
crime are you suspecting me of? You need
Harassment.
reasonable. Or,
Actually, trespassing at this point. We're beyond that.
well,
Actually, trespassing at this point. We're beyond that.
well,
I need your ID.
are you going to arrest me if I don't show you my ID?
I can.
I need you to give me an ultimatum.
No, I'm not doing that. I'm
Okay,
asking you
then.
for your ID.
Okay, then I'm going to move off the
I
property.
need your ID.
If you're asking for it, I'm going to decline.
I need your ID.
I'm
not
declining.
asking, I'm requiring you to produce your ID right now.
Are you giving me an ultimatum
I need
between
your ID
arrest?
right now.
And I don't have to show you that unless you're
Are
going
we
to give me an
Are you
ultimatum.
going to act like a child, or are we going to be adults here? I need your ID.
I am sticking with the
Please
law.
produce your identification right now.
If you're asking, I'm going to
I'm
decline.
not asking. I'm
So,
requiring you to produce identification.
Are you going to
right
arrest
now.
me if I don't show you my identification?
I need your identification right now.
If you're not going to
I need your
arrest me,
identification right now.
I'm going to
I
decline.
need your identification right now.
You sound like a broken record. Unless you tell me you're going to arrest me if I don't show you my identification,
That's not how this works.
we're just having, it is
I don't
exactly
make
how it works.
threats. I don't give ultimatums. Okay? I need your identification right now. By law, you are required to produce it.
Not unless you can provide reasonable, articulable suspicion that a crime has occurred. Now, where is your
Harassment and
evidence?
trespassing. You've been asked to leave by multiple subjects. They don't want you here, and you haven't left yet.
Is this a supervisor here?
Who?
Is that your
that's
supervisor?
That's my zone partner.
I think you should probably have a supervisor show up.
104, 153. Gladly. I will gladly get my lieutenant to come waste his time to talk to you.
All right.
Rather than you being an adult and leave. Got it.
Oh, I will leave if you just let me leave. All I'm doing is filming in public. I'm taking pictures of people going in and out. I'm working on a story about COVID-19. That's all. I'm just working on a story about COVID-19, taking pictures.
Do you work for like a news agency or anything like
A YouTube channel.
that? A YouTube channel?
Yes, sir.
What's your channel name?
The Lonely Pamphleteer.
I'm sorry, say that again.
The Lonely Pamphleteer. Can I have your name and badge number, please?
Deputy Smith, 143.
Thank you. So he's telling me I have to identify myself. And I'm saying unless there is evidence of a crime, he needs reasonable, articulable suspicion that a crime has occurred, is occurring, or is about to occur. He has harassment. I'd like to know who is telling him that I'm harassing him, because I've been here quiet as a church mouse and I have evidence of it. I have video. This is objective evidence that I haven't been harassing anybody. That guy over there with the gray shirt came up and wanted to punch me in the mouth, he said. He's going to knock me out. That is the actual quote from it. I haven't said anything to anybody except people who ask me what I'm doing. And I tell them I'm working on a story. And that's all.
You've done this before?
Yes. Yep.
Is this,
No problem.
At this location? Or
No, over in Somerville, over there by Burlington Myers.
Right.
And police officer showed up, said, "You're not doing anything illegal. This is public property. You can take pictures in public." That's it. Yeah, here comes Mr. Arrogant here, Mr. Trouble Starter.
Mr. Davies trying to be nice, okay? You have to go beyond that pillar right there or across the street, and you can continue to do what you're doing.
Okay.
But
What's
you
your name and badge
cannot
number, please?
Stand on the post office property. That's all he said.
I'm not saying I'm not going to comply. I just want to say,
I still need your ID.
no, sir. Not unless you're going to give me an ultimatum. If you're going to give me an ultimatum, then I'm going to be arrested. Then I'll provide my ID.
If I give you an ultimatum, that's really against the law for me to do that. So
Otherwise,
I'm not gonna
you're
risk my
requesting.
job for some person who I don't even know what your name is.
Well, that's where you're putting yourself right now. If you're saying you want ID, if you're asking for ID, I'm going to respectfully decline to show you.
You are required by state. I'll go look up the statute and cut it off for you if you'd like.
Perfect. And it'll say you have to have reasonable, articulable suspicion a crime has occurred.
They called because you're reporting people walking in and out of a doorway.
And that's not a crime. That's public photography.
It's suspicious.
Is suspicious?
It is very suspicious.
Is suspicious a misdemeanor or a felony?
It's to the point where I can stretch public disorderly conduct and take you to jail for that because now we have a crowd watching us.
Because of you.
No, because of you.
Photography by itself cannot be deemed unlawful.
Cause and effect, right? I wouldn't be here. I'm the effect.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're the cause.
I wouldn't
be here if you weren't still here.
If a man standing here, just simply getting footage, which is suspicious of misdemeanor or a felony.
Especially with everything that we've got going on right now.
I would just like to know, is suspicion...
Very suspicious. I'm going to go look up that statute for you. Because you are required by state law to produce that.
Only if you have reasonable, articulable suspicion a crime has occurred.
You see what you're doing?
This is not a crime.
A lot of people very uncomfortable.
This is public photography. I'm allowed to do this.
You don't act like an adult.
He's acting like a little kid. Tell me to act like an adult when he acts like that. Do you know him well?
I've known him for the last few years.
Is he new on the force?
He's been doing it as long as I have.
Mind if I ask how long that is?
3 years.
You're being professional. I don't have a problem with you.
All right. You can leave. You need to leave. Beyond the archway, or across the street. Please do not stand in the street because now you're becoming a safety hazard.
Gotcha.
You want to stand on that little median? I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
Or beyond that archway. But you cannot step foot on the shaded part. This
All
is
right.
their property and they have asked you to leave it.
Is
that clear enough?
It's clear. Yep. I just want to know, did you get a name of the person who is a complainant?
I'm not giving you that.
I'll have to FOIA it then.
Then you can FOIA it, but I'm not giving you that.
All right. I'll walk down here. If you'll tell that guy in the gray shirt to get out of here.
I will escort you down there.
All right.
Yeah. Hang tight on that.
I'm moving down here.
Just don't talk to him. Why do you need to talk to him?
He got aggressive. I said, I'm just moving down here.
All right. This is your cutoff line. Do you understand?
Okay. Yep.
If they call again and you are on their property, you will go to jail. Because now you have an official...
This is a trespass warning. Gotcha.
Warning.
Yep.
Do you understand?
I got it. Yep.
Have a blessed day.
Well, now that didn't work up here. That's a fail right there. That's a definite fail.
If a police officer asks for your ID, the first thing you should ask is, am I being accused of a crime? Without reasonable, articulable suspicion, you are not legally required to provide identification. This officer lied, twisted the law, and tried to intimidate the citizen into complying. But the truth is simple. Federal law trumps state law, and filming in public is a protected constitutional right. Photography is not a crime. Suspicion is not a crime. And most importantly, your rights do not disappear just because an officer doesn't like them. If we don't challenge these unlawful demands, they will only become more common. Know your rights, stand your ground, and always record the police. Welcome back to the channel, the best place to learn your rights and see police interactions in action. Today, we're witnessing one of the biggest issues with law enforcement today, a complete lack of understanding of the laws they're supposed to enforce. This video is truly one of the best examples of why it's critical to know your rights. Here, we see a man peacefully exercising his First Amendment rights in front of City Hall, only to be unlawfully trespassed by police, who clearly don't understand the Constitution. As always, the original video link is in the description. Make sure to support the creator. Now, let's get into it.
I'm good. How are you, sir? What's going on?
soliciting for money?
I am soliciting, yes.
You're soliciting?
Uh-huh.
Okay. All right. Can I see the back of the sign?
Yep.
Okay. Help me not hate. Okay. Well, I'm not going to hate on you.
All right.
I don't know what kind of situation you're in or anything.
Uh-huh.
I understand that, times are hard and stuff. But here's my thing is we have an ordinance in Tarpon Springs that does not allow panhandling
Okay.
and soliciting. Okay. So what I'd like to do is get your name and stuff and then have you moved along.
I'd rather not give my name or anything like that.
Okay. You'd rather not give your name?
No.
Okay. Well, would you vacate the property?
Not unless I'm being trespassed or something.
Okay. Well, so what we're dealing with here is more that you're
There's no solicitation.
soliciting on city property at this point.
Yeah, I'm in front of City Hall, the steps of City Hall.
Yeah,
Yes.
you can't solicit in the city of Tarpon Springs, period.
Sure you can.
You can't.
It's constitutionally protected activity.
You can't. It's an ordinance in the city. It's against the law in the city. You can't do it.
Well, that would be unconstitutional.
That's something you have to take up with your attorney.
Can you guys take it up with your attorney instead?
No, it's not my job.
Can you call your attorney?
No.
Can you call the city manager?
You can't. The city manager doesn't want to call us.
City managers want to call?
Yeah.
Can you have him come out here?
No,
Why not?
because it's not an issue for him to deal with.
I mean, because I'd rather, you guys not violate my rights.
I'm not following your rights.
It
You
is.
can't solicit.
Solicitation is free speech.
Can't solicitate.
I can and I am. I can and I am.
We can trespass you from City Hall.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I would rather you not do that.
Okay, well, I'm going to tell you, you're going to be trespassed from City Hall.
Can you please not do that?
You're no longer licensed, authorized, or invited to be on or remain on this property. If you remain on this property, if you come back to this property with 1 year, be subject to arrest for trespassing after notification.
Starting right now?
Yes.
Okay, let me get my property here. I'll step off the City Hall property.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
Got your ID on you?
I do.
Can I see it,
No.
please? Huh?
No, sir.
All right. You come back to this property, you're going to be arrested.
I'm not on the property now.
So what you're doing is just doing this to get a rise. Is basically.
I'm doing this because you guys don't know what the hell you're talking about. Okay?
That's okay.
I'm doing this because it's constitution protected activity. You just trespassed me from the steps of City Hall
Yes.
for free speech.
Yes.
And you're
Not
cool
free
with that.
speech. That's not free speech.
Saying
That's
God bless homeless veterans is not free speech.
You're soliciting.
Soliciting for good compassion and prayers for the homeless.
You can do that right here in the Sunday.
But I can't do it on City Hall steps. If I step back on this property,
You're going to go to jail.
okay, I'm going to go to jail.
Just go over there and.
Why
leave
don't
your
you
sign.
go get the city attorney? Listen,
I'm not
this guy's an idiot. This guy's a big dummy.
Okay.
You seem more reasonable. I don't want to talk to Big Dummy. Can you be quiet, Big Dummy? You
I
go get-
don't work for you, so.
Yeah, you do.
No, you don't.
Yeah, you do.
No, you don't.
I'm your boss.
No, you're not.
But can you go get the city attorney? to Talk to him?
I'm not going to get the city attorney. That
Can
is
you get
not
the city
legal.
manager?
No.
The city attorney.
Can you get the mayor?
No.
Neither one are going to know that.
Before
If you'd
you,
like to, you can set
look,
up an appointment.
if you guys do this, I'm going to sue you. I'd rather not sue you.
Look, I'm talking to you reasonable.
Yeah.
Okay. But
Your
we're not
qualified
gonna-
immunity is not going to survive this.
Listen to me. I'm just telling you.
No,
that
you
they're
listen
not
to
gonna-
me.
Yes, I'm
Your
listening to you,
qualified
sir.
immunity is not
I'm
going to
absolutely
survive
listening
this.
to you 110%.
All right?
But what I'm explaining to you is they're not going to just come out here right now.
Why? Because they're too big and important to come talk
I
to
don't
me?
make their schedule and I don't make their work.
Look,
day.
I'm trying to keep you guys out of a lawsuit.
I
can you
understand What
please?
you're doing. I
What is the
understand.
number to the city attorney? I'll call him myself.
If you give me a second, I can go look for you.
Okay. Can you guys just call the city attorney?
I don't have them on speed dial. It's not something I just have on.
All right.
But
Because
I can go try to get that.
this
for
is
you,
soliciting prayers and goodwill and
And that's why I
compassion
asked you what was on your sign.
for the homeless.
That's why I asked you what was on your sign.
And I said I was soliciting prayers and home
Okay.
and stuff. And I have a right to do that on city property underneath the American flag.
I understand.
This
I
is
get
freedom
what
of
you're doing is
speech.
You're using your rights, in which I advocate for your rights just as much as I do for my
You
own.
guys aren't doing that because you're
But-
trespassing me from city property.
But what I'm trying to do is we're trying to get it set up so I can speak to somebody to do what to do. So I have no problem with that.
Well, I would like for you guys to speak to somebody. I would like for you guys to explain to somebody what I'm doing and rescind this trespass right now. Can you
Okay.
do that?
They're getting people on the phone. My
Okay.
surgeon's actually going to talk to
All right.
somebody so they can talk to you.
That's
Is that
cool.
okay?
Yeah, that's fine. Thank you.
All right.
And
Absolutely.
you're Officer Sparks. My name
yes.
is Jeff.
Officer Sparks, nice to meet you, Jeff.
This video highlights a serious problem police officers enforcing laws they don't even understand while violating the constitutional rights they swore to protect. This man was peacefully soliciting prayers and goodwill for the homeless, a clear exercise of free speech. Yet, These officers falsely claimed it was illegal and trespassed him from City Hall property. Only after he stood his ground and educated them did they finally back down. This is exactly why knowing your rights is crucial. If this man didn't challenge them, the unlawful trespass would have stood, setting a dangerous precedent. This is why we must fight to end qualified immunity. Officers need to be held personally accountable when they violate people's rights, because right now, taxpayers foot the bill for their mistakes. So stay informed, stand up for your rights, and always record the police. If you found this video valuable, subscribe, like, and drop a comment to help spread awareness. And remember always, record the police.